Welcome to MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic. In this video, we're going to discuss a way to build the core of a commander deck around Raphael, Fiendish Savior, as its general. Thank you for choosing MTG Burgeoning for your Magic the Gathering content. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and consider becoming a subscriber. Doing so supports the channel and makes you eligible for our various subscriber rewards series. If you would like to support the channel further, then click the link to our Patreon page in the description below. There, you can join our ongoing Pack Wars series as a 1-month supporter or ongoing member. Or try joining Pack Wars for free by commenting on every MTG Burgeoning video in a month. We strive to offer creative rewards through our various Patreon tiers. So if Pack Wars isn't for you, then something else will be. Links to our content and various subscriber rewards series can be found in the description below. Send us an email, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. We are your channel for all things magic. Raphael, Fiendish Savior, is a 4/4 Devil Noble with flying for 3 in Rakdos colors. He gives other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings we control +1/+1 and lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature card was put into our graveyard from anywhere this turn, we create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. The vision for the core of an EDH deck crafted around Raphael is very clear. We want to trigger his devil creature token producing ability any way possible during each turn, and then seek a path to victory with an army of attacking and direct damage dealing devils, all the while expanding the gap between our life total and our opponents due to Raphael's lifelink enablement. We begin the core of this build by adding benefits to the frequency by which we will create these devil creature tokens. Witty Roastmaster is a 3/2 devil citizen that deals 1 point of damage to each opponent whenever a creature enters our side of the battlefield. Impact Tremors does the same as an enchantment for 1 less mana. Perforos, God of the Forge, deals 2 points of damage to each opponent whenever a creature enters our side of the battlefield. Perforos's oft-forgotten Power Boost ability will serve our devils well in this build. Continuing with our direct damage theme, whenever a creature we control attacks, Hellrider deals 1 point of damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. Mayhem Devil deals 1 point of damage to any target whenever a player sacrifices a permanent. Spiteful Prankster deals 1 point of damage to target player or planeswalker whenever another creature dies. Imagine the amount of life we will gain with Raphael under our control. Oh, but it gets better. Whether the source is combat damage or direct damage, as long as the source is red, Torbrand, Thane of Redfell, will add 2 points of damage. Gratuitous Violence doubles both the combat damage and the direct damage that our creatures deal, and Fiery Emancipation triples it. Fiendish Duo, a relatively unknown powerhouse of a devil, doubles the damage dealt to any opponent from any source. That means that our opponents can deal double damage to each other. We can concentrate our Rakdos-driven hate on just one opponent by attaching Curse of Bloodletting to them, leaving that player open to receiving double damage from any source. Although risky due to its potential for self-inflicted pain, Dictate of the Twin Gods is an enchantment with flash that doubles the damage dealt by any source, which includes damage dealt to us and to our own permanents. The inspiration for this enchantment, Furnace of Wrath, does the same without flash, but for 1 less mana. In order to trigger Raphael's devil-creating ability each turn, we must find ways to get creature cards into our graveyard. One way we can do this is by discarding them from our hand. Chainer, Nightmare Adept, provides a discard outlet that we can utilize once each turn, with the benefit of casting a creature card from our graveyard when doing so. If we do, then that creature gains haste until end of turn. Tortured Existence may be our most powerful discard option. Conceivably, we could discard and recur the same two creatures over and over and over again through a round of turns, triggering Raphael each time and creating devil creature tokens, as long as we have enough black mana available to do so. Call the Bloodline is another discard outlet that costs 1 mana to activate, and when we do, we create a 1/1 black vampire creature token with lifelink. There's that lifelink again. Zombie Infestation is a bit pricier, requiring us to discard 2 cards in order to activate it. When we do, we create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Another option for getting creatures into our graveyard is by putting them there from our library. Throne of Death mills us 1 card at the beginning of our upkeep. We can also draw a card by paying 2 and 1 black mana, tapping it, and exiling a creature card from our graveyard. Since our graveyard should be quite robust, casting the other side of this card, Egon, God of Death, is an option. A 6/6 Death Toucher for 2 and 1 black mana is a great return on our mana investment. If our graveyard runs a bit too thin to keep Egon in play, then we sacrifice him and draw a card. The OG classic Millstone is always an option as well. It costs 2 to cast and 2 to activate, and it will mill target player for 2 cards. If this nostalgia does not reign supreme while deck brewing, then Perpetual Timepiece does Millstone's job better than Millstone, and it includes a built-in shuffle effect if our library is running a little low on cards. Sands of Delirium is a pumpable form of Millstone with a little higher mana value. Doom Whisperer may be our strongest option. By using our robust life total as a resource, we can surveil the top 2 cards of our library every turn, eventually finding a creature to put into the graveyard in order to trigger Raphael's token ability. The last way to get creature cards into our graveyard is straight from the battlefield, either through their destruction or by self-sacrifice. Our go-to sacrifice outlet in this deck is Goblin Bombardment. We sacrifice a creature and deal 1 point of damage to any target. Our opponents will pray that none of our aforementioned damage accelerating effects are on our side of the battlefield along with this powerful enchantment. Another classic sacrifice outlet is Viscera Seer. We sacrifice a creature and scry 1, setting up a potentially beneficial mill option for Raphael. Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos, is on flavor and has a sacrifice effect that costs 1 black mana to activate. When we do, we also scry 2, which filters the top of our library for self-milling purposes during our opponent's turns or our own. For the cost of 2 life, Razaketh the Foul-Blooded can sacrifice a creature for a demonic tutor effect, a very valuable ability stapled onto its massive 8/8 flying, trampling body. Sacrificing creatures to Ashnod's Altar helps to trigger Raphael, in addition to providing mana acceleration for casting our big, beefy demons. Phyrexian Altar provides colored mana through creature sacrifice, and Altar of Dementia acts as a great self-milling option for our devil creature tokens in the hopes of splashing a creature card from our library into our graveyard. Now we will add some additional win conditions to this build. With a cadre of demons on our side of the battlefield, Liliana's Contract can win us the game. When it ETBs, we draw 4 cards and we lose 4 life. At the beginning of our upkeep, if we control 4 or more demons with different names, we win the game. As we're talking about alternate win conditions, and since this Rakdos brew has a surprisingly high propensity for gaining life, let's add a game-ending combo that exploits this dynamic. Sanguine Bond further increases the gap in life totals between us and our opponents, as whenever we gain life, target opponent loses that much life. When paired with Exquisite Blood, the second piece of this game-ending combo, it's an instant you lose the game for target opponent, as whenever an opponent loses life, we gain that much life. These 2 enchantments work together to completely drain an opponent's life total. All it takes is 1 life lost by an opponent or 1 life gained by us, and we say, good game. If we sacrifice 1 devil to Goblin Bombardment with Raphael under our control, then we can drain 3 opponents' life totals right down to 0. Our general approves. Let's complete the core of this build by optimizing and enhancing our aforementioned themes. Rakdos the Showstopper should hold the fate of each creature our opponents control by the flip of a coin, while leaving most of ours safe. With removal on our minds, Archfiend of Depravity will ensure that each opponent has only 2 creatures on their side of the battlefield by the beginning of their end step. Harvester of Souls continues our demon trend and will draw us a card whenever another non-token creature dies. Indulgent Tormentor draws us a card at the beginning of our upkeep, unless target opponent sacrifices a creature or pays 3 life. Bloodgift Demon makes the card drawing a bit easier by simply targeting a player to draw a card and to lose 1 life at the beginning of our upkeep. Mahadi, Emporium Master, accelerates our mana by creating a treasure token at the beginning of our end step for each creature that died this turn. Obnixilis Unshackled harshly punishes our opponents for searching their libraries and gets a +1/+1 counter whenever another creature dies. Dance with Devils is an instant for 3 and a red that creates 2 devil creature tokens, while Devil's Playground creates 4 devil creature tokens at sorcery speed for 4 and 2 red mana. Lastly, Raid Bombardment accelerates our damage. Whenever a creature we control with power 2 or less attacks, Raid Bombardment deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. With Raphael, a legion of 1/1 devils, and any combination of our aforementioned damage accelerators, then Raid Bombardment should make quick work of our opponents and ensure us one devilish victory after another. This video provided a blueprint for building the core of a commander deck around Raphael Fiendish Savior as its general. Removal spells, ramp, and the land base can vary from build to build, and also are dependent on metagame preferences and availability. The cards discussed during this video are suggested options for taking advantage of Raphael's token-making and lifelink enabling abilities, in addition to providing ways to optimize these themes. Let me know your thoughts about these recommendations in the comments section below. This is MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic.